Welcome everybody to another episode of WFF. We are back. It's the boys. It's me, Flatley, and Himpleton. We don't know where Leigha is again. This time we have absolutely no clue where she is because she was in the chat earlier talking and is now not here. So I think we shit-stirred too successfully this time. I think that's what happened.
Too much
I don't think we
shit-stirring.
shit-stirred enough. Dude, look how dusty this hat is. I've been playing skate with this hat on all day. Just kidding. The fan keeps blowing in this hair, bro. I just brushed my cats today, got them all groomed, and there's hair everywhere. Only thing I changed was his
Himpleton
shirt.
looks depressed right now.
I don't think he's had
depressed. He's
the best day. He just broke up with his e-girl, just broke up with his real girl, and then he just... Okay, I'm done. I was going to say Salvo fired him. Himpleton is a Holocaust survivor.
There's gonna be so much cutting. There's gonna be, dude. Himpleton looks pissed. Okay, you can cut it though, Himpleton.
We can cut it. We can cut it.
Yeah,
Can we be honest? Can we be honest?
I'm gonna make Umo cutting the fucking name into the thighs look like a fucking joke.
You So today,
Dude,
Leah's not joining today. I'm gonna tell Joe. The reason. Himpleton has convinced Leigha something that he is a avid Holocaust denier, which is why she's not here today.
No, the real reason that she's not here. Never mind.
Don't say it.
That's the first time he smiled. No, now you gotta say it. It's the first time you say it.
I have
Johnny Appleseed said that it's time to eat an apple. And I'm gonna try these amazing Gravenstein apples. Hey, I'm Dr. Hobie, your guide to some of the greatest things life has to offer. And let me tell you, these are a hero where I'm from in Sonoma County. Behold the Gravenstein. Oh, they have this fruity floral aroma.
yeah.
You're like the number out of all of us. You're the number one shit stir.
Yeah, you're the worst out of all of us, dude.
I've actually toned back
And she-
quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, that's true.
That's
that's
crazy
true.
to think about. But
But your entire
those-
history
Oh, yeah.
makes you still
those
the number one. Still the number
those-
one.
Are those like weird fake glasses?
dude, I was so good at shit stirring. Badwick gave me Turd Island. I became Turd Island at one point. I was so good at shit stirring.
I called into Wall Smashers the other night, which I don't regularly do, and
It's
it
gonna
actually
happen
ended
to
up
you,
being.
Joe. They're gonna give you the crown. You're gonna get Wall Smashers.
That'd be funny. That I already offered to Burn on and Maggot and all them while Burn's on vacation. I said I'll take over Wall Bangers, but I'm not gonna host it. I said I'd just upload it, and then I'm gonna upload it to my channel and make the money off of Wall Bang.
Oh yeah, all the money that's coming in from wallbangers, dude.
2 cents of it will be amazing.
Yeah.
But no, I called it into Badwick stream the other day. It was pretty fun. Like it was all like chill, like jokes and shit. But they talked about the Charlie Kirk stuff like we did. That was a good episode, by the way. If anybody did not catch the episode that just as of today, it got uploaded today as we're recording. Go give it a listen. It's a lot of Himpleton schizo theories that are absolutely hilarious.
Dude, isn't it awesome?
I mean,
Like,
I also made a critical error and accidentally. So when I edit episodes to put the audience into my shoes for a second, when I edit episodes, I edit them in 2 times speed. Because it's just like, there's a lot of it that doesn't necessarily need editing. And I just kind of like listen to it as I'm like, just kind of piddling around or whatever. And then when I catch something I'm either like, oh, that'll make a good edit. Or I'm like, okay, I need to censor this, or this is dead air or whatever. Then I act appropriately. But this time I forgot to make... conveniently the only time Joe actually was talking normal speed, and so Joe came to me tonight and was like, "What? You're fucking like
No.
narcissistic freak."
Don't underplay it. What the hell is this, you fucking narcissist? Is what he said.
No. It was better than that because I came into the call and I just hear like, "What a fucking narcissist," and I was like, "Wait, who are we talking about?" It was.
I had a plan
It's
for
like
tonight.
funny, but it's like I'm gonna be more careful about that now. So I'm glad that it happened now rather than later.
I had a big plan for
265
tonight,
views in
right?
9 hours though.
Yeah, I know,
Pretty
right?
nice.
That's our second most viewed episode after the Tommy C one, right? Go
It's
ahead.
not even.
Riley,
It's not
sorry.
even been 24 hours, too. No, that was a good.
Yeah.
I wanted us, but I didn't put it in the group chat. I had a thought. I was making some videos today. I was putting some clips together. All this other stuff. Call of Duty montage. That's not important. Cut that part out. Anyways, I thought about it. What if we... I know I look ridiculous right now. We just had the conspiracy episode. I want to look like I'm radicalized or something. Imagine, if you will, right? We sat down and me and Himpleton came into frame, tinfoil hats on.
What responsibility do black people have about anything ever?
And it's like, yeah, so anyways, continuing on from last episode, just pick up right where we ended the episode.
And I'm just quiet for the first 15 minutes. I don't say a word.
So now that we know about Charlie Kirk and the killer not being a Chinese psyop, here's my real
My
theory.
favorite-
Russia planted him there, brainwashed him.
I said this to Flatley before you joined the call, Himpleton. I was like, it's really funny that he added the Joker music when he just went schizo-theoried out. It was really funny for the Dark Knight, but why is he so fucking obsessed with the Joker? Why is it always the Joker? Bro wants to be the Joker.
No, I just thought that it would work well. I just couldn't think
It
of
was.
anything else.
The best part was when you had the music playing after you zoomed in on your face. It stopped for a minute, and then it started zooming in on Flatley's face and continued. Flatley looked
Well, yeah, 'cause
lost and fucking
I did that. Well, I did that because it like Flatley also looks really scared. Like he's literally like, and then it goes to me being like,
Yeah.
and then it's so funny because it like tones down for just a second, and then I say, they put fucking like chemicals in the water and sure the frog's gay. That's real. Atrazine.
I do think it's funny, even though I was kind of making fun of the other video about it. It is funny how the entire time I'm talking, it's 2x speed after like yours and Flatley's political thing, and it slows down for the bad dog vine boom. And then the one time it slowed down for that, and the one time I've slowed pretty much everything after is I'm like, hey, put one more vine boom right here, and then it's
What movie was that? And today's quote is, then I'm gonna try and get a job at Enterprise Rent-A-Car because they got an excellent corporate structure and they give you the tools to be your own boss.
just an advertisement of our first sponsor with the fucking code Pedo Joe. I laughed so fucking hard. I lost my
great.
mind. I was laughing so hard. I had tears in my eyes.
Dude, I figured you would like the like weird, like malformed little guy like doing the advertisement
Dude, it's
for
Burn the
Block
World
Blast.
10. It's Burn the World 10.
But Block Blast?
Block.
Block.
Shout out to
Shout out
Block
Block
Blast.
Blast.
Use code Pedo Joe for 20% off your in-game purchases.
It's so funny though that it like it's that all of you like you're talking was fucking 2 times and then like the first time you're like
what I'm
times
saying.
before you just being like, hey guys, one more vine boom, guys, like just doing this innocent joke and then I call you a pedophile.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not mad at all. It ended up being the most accidentally funny thing ever, and it was so funny. I was laughing so hard. Oh man, oh,
Do you guys like this
Oh.
look, by the way?
I do. So, what are we talking about now that we've kind of lollygagged a little bit? I know there was some phase stuff. I think Flatley wanted to talk about.
What else?
And then
was
there was
I know.
oh the Twitch thing. The Twitch thing.
Well, now it's
the-
on Twitch,
thing.
Discord,
Yeah.
Reddit. So for those that you don't know, the Congress, or what was the House of Representatives, have called forward a bunch of CEOs, and a couple of CEOs have actually come forward for the initiative and the invitation as well. Those being the Twitch CEO being called out by the House of Representatives. Discord, Reddit, Steam, and a few other places where they're trying to, I guess, solve extremist issues, extremist ideologies, harmful ideologies, which is, I guess, a good thing. But the problem with that is it starts and opens a very slippery slope door with the U.S. government for heavy moderation and censorship. But considering the thing with the FBI, I guess, with the recent findings after the assassination, and then other ones, I've been reading it everywhere. I'll try and find the article, actually. The FBI has been watching specific Discord groups, and I guess Discord has been giving them all this information to the U.S. government within these Discord groups, referring to the, was it the 734, what is that group? And then it's the No Lives Matter group.
776 something.
763 or whatever it's
6
called.
7. I think it's called 6-7.
6-7.
6-7.
But they've been following
8675309.
They've been
Okay,
following a
there you
bunch of
go.
these groups and people who are friends
People
with
will
these
get
people
that
on
one.
Steam and everything like that. And a lot of these, it ended up happening and turning out that a lot of these people, part of these groups, really like Hassan Biker and Destiny.
Wow, big shocker, dude.
Right? So I guess now the face value of it is, oh, Twitch, you need to answer for these extremist views being platformed on your platform, because it is harmful rhetoric, and it's like, okay, that's cool, it's censorship, but if you also have a really right-leaning, spokesperson on Twitch that says the same things that Hassan was saying on the other side of the field, they get absolutely shit offline. They write off Twitter right away,
Yeah.
or write off Twitch
Yeah, I mean,
right
like,
away.
Fuentes, there's been so many examples.
So I don't know
mean,
if this is going to be like a rules for the type of situation, or we need access to everything, and here's how we're going to implement these internet protocols, which is censorship.
I think here's my 10-cent take on it, and I'm going to try to learn from the sins of my last episode and give Joe a lot of airtime this time, and I'm going to 4 times speed him. But my take on it is that I think it's going to be the same thing as the TikTok hearing, where because here's the thing you have to remember, so many of these representatives, I'm not saying House of Representatives, I'm saying representatives to our states or in our government, right, are just severely out of touch, right, especially when it comes to online stuff. And
Yes.
I don't know what you guys remember about the TikTok CEO hearing, but literally half of it was so you're fucking Chinese, right? And then he's like, Senator, I am from, I can't even remember the country he's from, but he says the country he's from, and he's like, yeah, but you really like the fucking Chinese, right?
Of what nation are you a citizen?
Singapore.
Have you ever applied for Chinese citizenship?
Senator, I served my nation
I'm
in
asking-
Singapore. No, I did not.
And then he's like, Senator, I've never given money to the Chinese. And he's like, okay, but you can be honest with me, this is just between
Wait,
us.
I thought
He's
TikTok was
"Senator,
Chinese owned."
It is Chinese owned, but they were trying to make a connection that he was personally Chinese or fucking it was really weird.
So you're in the CCP, huh?
Have you ever been a member of the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, I'm Singaporean. No.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is they were talking about fucking just stupid videos on TikTok and stuff like that. That's what I anticipate happening. I don't anticipate it being anything that amounts to anything. I understand.
Are we allowed to
fears
show these
for it,
things
becoming...
on?
No. I understand you being worried that it's going to amount to something, but I think it comes to the conversation that you and I had.
Dude, if I said my camera wasn't broken, I would have pulled mine out too.
I think it comes to the conversation.
One day, I hope.
I know that we're talking about radicalization and stuff, which I have no concept of radicalization, right? I'm a good citizen, but
I mean, I would never consider myself a troon and kill people, right?
Yeah, I would never do anything evil. I would never hurt anybody. I don't even own any weapons.
Flatley's got airsoft guns, by the way, because he's in fucking New York.
This is an airsoft. This is a Colt. This is a real airsoft gun.
This is a real airsoft gun. That's good. But my point is, this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. But
There's no clip.
or at least in this point, like I think that it goes back to the conversation that you and I had, Flatley, in my server the other night, where like I made the point because people were like getting really scared about like civil war and stuff like that, and I was like, dude, nothing ever happens, okay? Like it's not going to be extreme. It's not going to be like what everybody fears. It's probably just going to be another like TikTok CEO thing where some weird shit's going to happen. Maybe a couple of good points are made, but overall, it's just going to be a meme.
So did you guys see the Sam Hyde video that came out?
No.
The Sam Hyde and I know we're all like, when it comes to like comedy, Sam Hyde's kind of gay with the way he acts and stuff sometimes. But Sam Hyde just put out a podcast of his Sam Hyde show where it's him and Luke from Fish Tank and some guy I don't know. And some of it is kind of weird. Some of it's kind of weird. He's like, "Hey, all the January 6 people should be pardoned," and all that, and it gets really weird. But the opening of it has been spreading online that I've seen. Multiple people who I've never even would have thought would have talked about Sam Hyde or talking about it. And the opening of it is like a picture of Charlie Kirk, and it's like, "This is you." And then it's the Ukrainian woman. It swaps to a picture of her, and it's like, "This is your wife or daughter, but this is you." And it's really good. You can insert it if you want, like a portion of it if you want in the edit.
This is you. This is your sister, your wife, your daughter. But this right here is you. This is your sister, your wife, your daughter. This is you. This is your sister, your wife, your daughter. But this is you. And this is their reaction when you are killed.
I highly recommend you watch the opening to it because I think we are now closer to a breaking point than anything else. I don't think that we are going to do a civil war, but I think we're the closest we've been to a breaking point since the original Civil War. I really
that was my exact take. Like I completely agree.
If it were to happen, it would happen now. And I think Sam Hyde even says in that video, in that hour-long podcast, he says the next 2 weeks are detrimental. The next 2 weeks are detrimental. We will know what is really going on in 2 weeks. And we've seen people like Jimmy Kimmel fired. Or not fired. Jimmy Kimmel's show's been taken off, and they're not airing it because of his comments.
Wait, seriously?
Wait, what did he say?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
He said that all of the MAGA people are he basically said all the MAGA people are coping because the person is definitely a member of their ranks for the Charlie Kirk thing.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said.
What a fucking retard.
And then,
I saw that NBC anchor get fired.
Dude, it's so crazy now. It's like you have to view everything through. No, it's everyone's like viewing this from like the lens. I don't even know how to say this. It's like they like, okay, where do they align? And that is how I'll view this subject. Right? It's like it's never objective of like, dude, this guy literally was assassinated in public, and not only in front of his own kids, but other parents' kids and young adults and people just figuring out what the world is. And some of these college kids, they're left or right leaning, their view of the world has now forever changed because they witnessed that event too. Like this is it's just an insane thing. It's like I can't even really. I would like to say it's like what I would think, what you know, the millennials saw 9/11 as. You know what I mean? Because there was just so much footage so quickly, and it was everywhere. And everybody got the news right away. This is like the first time, like I've actually like. COVID was one thing that wasn't really like shocking. You know, the Russia invaded Ukraine. That wasn't really shocking. This was like the first thing I've seen where it was like publicly available, other than like a beheading video. This is publicly available, and everybody knew the person.
It's the biggest domestic news incident since the insurrection, I would say.
It's even arguably bigger than the attempted assassination on Trump because
I
that
think
was an
it is
attempted
bigger.
assassination and it failed. So all that became is a rallying point.
Yeah,
right.
And it was turned into
agree.
a propagandist point thing. The
Exactly.
fight thing.
But
Yeah.
this is completely different because this is a guy who spoke politically but was not a member of politics. This is your everyday guy just going about giving his view. Things that have been going on since 2016 where it is ramped up exponentially. And this is a guy giving his view, and then he is shot and killed in front of a college campus. A college campus of people who are fresh out of high school.
They boil it down to
who have
simple
no
terms.
real these people, you know why it's so shocking? It was done in front of a bunch of people who have no real world experience. And now one of their first big real world experiences besides being on a college campus is watching a man die in front of them.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking blackpilling, I'm sure.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what I would have done if I was in college, like fresh out of high school, and saw that. You know what I mean?
So
I think
what
it
I'm
would,
gonna
it would be the push that I needed to like drop out. I'm gonna be honest.
What I'm gonna loop back to is looping back to this Twitch thing because I'm of two camps. I feel very split down the middle. I'm not fence riding this. I'm split down the middle because I will always say that what you like, you are allowed to voice your opinion. You are allowed to say what you want. That does not free you from the actions of your or the consequences of your actions or what you say. But what it does do is it does allow you to say those things.
Right.
It if somebody goes at you because you said kill the fucking left or kill the left or kill the right and you lose your job, that's on you, but you have the right to say it. So I don't think any of these people should be deplatformed. By no means. But I heard something earlier today. I want to finish this and then you go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
I think Hassan and Destiny should serve jail time for inciting political violence because that's what the left wanted of all the January 6th people. So I think Hassan and Destiny should get the exact same thing. I don't think there should be rules for thee, but not for me. I think we should hold everybody accountable. When it's the January 6th people or anybody inciting violence there, when it was Donald Trump, he's a criminal, he's corrupt, he's all this. Get him out of the office, put him in jail. Well, let's put Destiny and Hassan in jail. How are you feeling about that now, socialists? Right?
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
I think that their actions that they've been doing for years is okay because it's on the left. But if I were to, and I'm moderate, I'm not even left or right. If I were to identify as a conservative and go, you should be hanging liberals by their necks, people would want me in fucking prison for the rest of my life.
You know what's crazy?
So, yeah, go ahead.
Somebody explained this to me. Essentially, what we saw with our generation is the first YouTube, like world YouTube assassination. Because all he had was an internet talk show that was then brought to cable TV. He was brought onto a network. He was a social media guy. That's all he was.
Yep.
Just a big social media guy. Taken out. It wasn't a news anchor. It wasn't a politician. Just a social media guy.
Well, it's not the first one. I mean, remember that singer? What was her name? Christina or something? Way back in the day, crazy fan came and shot her.
Yeah,
at one of her concerts.
Was that
2012?
It's the first political one.
Yeah, it's the first politically motivated one.
Which
but it's
is
not
like
the first time a YouTuber has been killed just by being a YouTuber.
The first YouTuber.
It's what you think about when you think about an assassination, though, right?
Yes,
dude. It felt like I was
about
like
an assassination. I don't think about like a famous person who's not famous for politics. Like, I don't know why. I just think about that as like a killing, right? Whereas like with a politically motivated killing, I always think about it as an assassination. I love that I'm frozen right now. It's really cool.
Keep it on that.
Full screen it. Just full screen your face and add the Joker music again here.
Oh no, now the camera's not loading.
Kill your parents.
We'll edit over. But
I think that you should kill your parents.
I actually have no problem with Twitch specifically Twitch. What are the other ones? The other ones are
Like are you talking about
Reddit,
the live streaming
Discord.
service? Oh, the ones indicted or not
Reddit,
indicted, but like
Discord,
I guess invited.
Steam. There's another one. There was another website.
Twitch, Reddit,
I have
Discord,
it
and
pulled
Steam.
up.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
Twitch,
Discord,
Reddit,
Steam, Twitch, and Reddit.
I can't pull it up.
Yeah.
I got I'm recording.
But
I like the idea because this is like I'm with you. It's so split with this specific situation because if I try to voice my concerns for both sides, it makes me a hypocrite when I talk politically, right? But it's also I guess it makes me a hypocrite. I want not rules for thee, but rules for all, right? If you are going to talk with such political charge and institute some kind of form of violence or wish violence on other people that don't agree with you, I do view that as a form of domestic terrorism, a wanting of violence for just politics sake, right? Is a form of domestic violence. So if that act is committed, right? If you harm somebody because of your political beliefs, right, and you threaten them, isn't that? I gotta look up the exact definition, but I'm pretty sure that's domestic terrorism.
Hassan only reacted the way he did with the Charlie Kirk thing, which I heard, haha, bring Burn up, but Burn brought this up on Wall Smashers. He was like, Hassan having like the normal take compared to Destiny. No, Hassan doesn't have the normal take. Hassan realized two things when he heard about the Charlie Kirk thing. Number one, oh, I fucked up bad. I've been calling people to do this and now it actually happened. Oh, fuck. And number two, oh, fuck, now this could happen to me. Because it happened to someone I was supposed to debate like a month later. This could happen to me. Oh, it takes just one person from the other side to do it to me. He's in fucking damage control mode. Hassan does not give a shit about Charlie Kirk actually dying. It's only the ramifications of what can happen to him.
The intent to
and
use
the problem with this, the problem with this is when you call for violence so much and then it actually happens, and you're as big as Hassan. Uncle Chank probably should have grabbed you up by the scruff of your neck a while ago and yanked your ass out of that fucking streamer chair and told your ass, "Hey, buddy, maybe you shouldn't be doing this shit."
No, that's true.
So the official definition is the intent to use violence or threats to influence people or government. That is the rest
I
of
don't know.
domestic terrorism.
Can I be honest? I just think back to like what Joe said on last episode, which is, and like what he further said on like tonight, where it's like, just as all of us have a right to not be okay with it and not love it or whatever, like they have the right to say these things. And I don't think, like, if you're going to make the point about like censoring and stuff like that, I don't think you can also make a strong point. I think your point is weakened by your earlier stance if you're going to then say that like people saying these hyperbolic things is domestic terrorism.
Well, I mean, it's
no. I'm not saying you said that, Joe.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying
I'm using it.
I
I'm using
agree
it
with the things that you've said. That
Right.
it's like it's legitimate to say these things, and then my response was last episode. It's also my right to say that it's gross, and that's kind of my take on the whole thing. Like I wouldn't not go as far as to say, oh, this is like, you know, domestic terrorism, or this is like a form of violence or anything like that. But what I would say is that it's gross, and these are people that I'm not going to associate with.
The last thing I'll add, and then I'll be quiet. The only reason that I even say that I think Hassan and Destiny should serve jail time is because that's the exact same thing that they called for other people doing. Death and jail time and all these things. So I'm going to hold them to their standard. Not my standard, their standard. Both should be locked up or killed. Like, that's not my words, that's your words, right? And I don't think they should be killed or anything like that. I don't, but by their logic, that's where they should be.
Well, and I understand why you say that. And I think that that's a valid point to make of like, by their own logic, that should be what happens. But that's still separated from my own stance on it, which is like, one of the this is going to sound so terminally online, but one of my biggest lessons in commentary came from very early on when I first really got into it. I used to be a casual watcher, but then during COVID, I really started getting into RFC. And it was around when I first started watching, it was around the time that Ethan, Ralph, and Augie had started fighting. And one of the things, like Augie rarely gets super serious about stuff. He'll give serious takes, but he'll be funny about it. But like he got like pretty serious and he was like, this whole thing of like you go low, I go low, or like trying to like kind of hit somebody with low blows when they hit with you with low blows. Like that, it's such a poisonous like atmosphere that like just is damaging to the community as a whole. And like that's not me being like you're just like some like soy retard who like are you like you're evil for applying the same standards, because like I understand, like I said, I understand where you're coming from with it, but like to like my personal take with it is like I aim to and don't do a very good job at, but I aim to like have a higher standard for that kind of thing than those people do themselves. You know what I mean? So it's like even though they would want that, I would rather them like have that right, because even though they don't want to give it to me, I would rather everybody have it.
I mean that's fine. I'm just saying by their own logic, that's where they belong. Personally, my belief, don't deplatform them. Educate people. Educate people. Because what is deplatforming Hassan or Destiny going to do? It's just going to make their audience more radical. You're censoring the person that's trying to speak the truth. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is by their logic, this is what should happen when it's the opposite side. So I think by your logic, you should be locked up. I'm not going to ever advocate for anybody to get killed, even though they advocate for people to die all the time. I will never advocate for that. Maybe they should be locked up. Maybe they should serve jail time, because that's what they think of anybody on the opposite end, and I would do the same for anybody else on the other spectrum. It's why I'm bringing up the Sam Hyde thing again. He says in his thing, and he says a lot of stuff I really, really think is like a little too much. Like it becomes like a racial thing for a while, and I'm not touching toes with that. But he did say getting violent and getting angry is not the correct way to do it. And I agree. I agree. Don't do that. Don't get blackpilled, don't get angry and all that. But if you tell me something or you tell a bunch of people something and you don't keep that same energy when it's the other way around, I'm going to tell you to keep that same energy. So Hassan Piker, if you're looking at fucking jail time that you might serve, keep that same energy, because at one point you were hoping that somebody you didn't like was going to be facing down that jail time.
I just love that Sam's solution is don't get violent, don't get angry, get racist.
Activation word, Ronald McDonald. Public highway, congressman, pipe bomb, airport. We are past phrase go. All true patriots, now attack. Now is the time for all true American militiamen to take up arms.
That is true. It kind of was that. He was like, I had a lot. Some of the things he said, I was like, that's a good takeaway. And other parts of it were like, why the fuck are we talking about white Christian Americans creating America? Who fucking cares?
Dude, the white man's burden is something that needs to be studied.
Look, okay. It's a whole thing. And I think these. I saw a comment earlier today where they're like, why Steam? Well, because Steam will publish games that are like, Steam will publish whatever unless it gets enough amount of hate or a large amount of stuff to where it's silenced and criticized. I can see why they're going after Steam. Don't publish games that would make you want to commit political violence. There are games like that I don't personally think does it, where it's like Save the President, and it's clearly Donald Trump, but they name him something differently, and then every streamer in the world is just letting Trump get shot multiple times in the game. Like, obviously, they don't, like, that's what they're going after and shit. I don't agree, but that's why Steam's being involved. But all the other three, Reddit, super liberal, they're constantly calling for shit against the right. Discord, I mean, look at what Discord literally harbored the guy going, I killed a man. And there are many Discord groups where people plan shit like that and share gore and stuff like that. And Twitch, we already know. So I actually don't have a problem with these CEOs being forced to go up in front of the government and go, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
I think that Steam is the most innocent out of all of them. I agree with you though.
I do think Steam's the most innocent. I think it's just bad moderation because someone can put up a thing. It doesn't matter if it's Joe Biden or Donald Trump. If they have a game where you can kill the president, you know, like,
Oh, that's a little insane.
You're teetering dangerously close to like video games called violence though.
No, but if you're making those games, that's a radicalization of politics. That's not a video games cause violence thing. And I'm not saying people are making those, but the potential for that does exist on Steam. It does, because they don't moderate their green light program or anything like that. They don't. Anybody can just submit a game on there. So I get why they're there, but I do not think that it is that deep, and I don't think people are doing that. And I'm not going to go and point out a specific example and say, this person made this game and video games cause violence.
Right.
But there is a point that somebody can make where it's like, well, if you make a game where I get to kill the president, is that not the same thing as somebody telling you, fuck these guys, they should all die? Like, there might be subtext there. I'm just saying that's the way they view it.
That was my point.
One's a piece of like entertainment, though. Like that's my thing. Like
Hassan's
it's just like
games are arguably entertainment too. He's a Twitch streamer.
I could see the argument for both, but my thing, kind of backtrack why I think what Hassan does is domestic terrorism in a way. He's now been linked to a few other people who have consumed his product directly, listening to what he's had to say, and causing real violence. It's not like I'll use Eminem and Marilyn Manson, where they just make music, and social media wasn't really a big thing when they're going around doing stuff. They're not really at fault, you know what I mean? But versus Hassan, who has said we should kill them, sees an atrocity where that specific group was targeted, and then he doubles down, saying that basically that's not enough, and then laughs about it. You know what I mean? That if it's a one-off thing, right? Like let's say he had a stream, oh, I fucking hate so-and-so, we should go out and kill him. If something does happen, and then he goes, I would like to retract my statement and I no longer want to talk about certain subjects, right? That'd be one thing. Yeah. But he's been on this rampage for not a few months. It's been a few years now where he's been politically charged like this and calling for action. It's the same thing with the people on the right too. I think if you're going to call to action with such violence, you got to be put through some kind of trial. You know what I'm saying? Like inciting violence is never really. I see that's so weird because I also come from Call of Duty. Like the Call of Duty, you would incite violence to somebody, but that's like a online. It's not a real credible threat. You know what I mean? But it's like after the third or fourth time, and Hassan's still speaking like this. You know what I mean? Well, I feel like he can't really be put to blame though either, because those people have free will. But when he directly says that if we need to start taking lives, so they're gonna come and take yours, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what my whole argument with the Steam thing is I can see why it's happening. I don't agree. I don't think that if you play Eric Harris's fucking Doom mods, that makes you the next school shooter. I don't think that. I don't think that if you play JFK Reloaded, you're going to try to assassinate a president. And those are like extremes. But I don't think playing fucking Battlefield is going to make you want to kill all the Chinese or whatever. Like, no, absolutely not. But what I'm saying is I can see now where we are in the landscape of where we are, and with people like Hassan and Destiny, where people consume what is supposed to be entertainment. That's what they're supposed to be. And it becomes this political rhetoric and all this stuff. And there are calls for violence that both of them have done. I can see why they would go to Steam as well and go, hey, you've got this thing that calls to violence to this or that. What's going on here? I don't think it's that way. I have personally played JFK Reloaded. I have never thought about assassinating a president at all. I've personally played that game and I've never thought about it. I've never thought about going out and just murdering people because I played the game Hatred. I have never in my mind wanted to torture someone because I played the mission in GTA 5 where Trevor tortures somebody. I don't think that that's a link. But what I do think is that when you're an outsider looking in and you're uneducated, you're going to look at some things. And I think with the rise of Discord being involved in a lot of political shootings now, and Reddit and Twitch, you got clips of Hassan calling for violence. And I think YouTube should be in that list too, because Destiny does that shit on YouTube. I think this is when you go to a company and it's no different than when you look at an employee, like, and if I, as an employee of the company I work for, were subtly calling to violence, like, hey, like telling customers, hey, maybe you should go shoot liberals. Hey, maybe you should go shoot conservatives. And then I get sat down in front of my boss or the police and they go, hey, or not even me. If my boss gets sat down in front of the police and they go, hey, man, this guy's been saying stuff. What the fuck's going on, dude? What's going on? I think my boss has to sit down and face that music that he has allowed that to happen. Or if he didn't know, then he has to now have that information and go about it from there onward. It's no different for Twitch or anything like that. It's still free speech, but it doesn't free me of the things I'm saying or the actions I'm taking. If it's a deplatformation, it's a deplatformation. I can't change that. I don't really like the idea of people being deplatformed. But if what you're saying is causing violence and the government steps in and says, get the fuck out of here, we're rid of you, we're done with you. Bro, you shouldn't have fucking called people to violence. Shouldn't have been okay with people burning fucking cities down in BLM riots and then fucking calling for the death of conservatives. Vice versa. You shouldn't be calling for the death of fucking Black Lives Matter activists, but be okay with January 6th. Not my fucking problem.
That's that rules for these shit I hate. So apparently, ABC or Disney, it came from Disney directly. Disney, they own ABC or something like that, but it came from Disney directly, their television group or whatever, but ABC's a part of, to can Jimmy Kimmel.
That makes sense.
That's insane. Disney of all places.
I mean,
Speaking of Disney, why are there so many? I don't even want to get into that rabbit hole. That was a conspiracy I was looking up.
no, go ahead.
The child fucking trafficking conspiracy within their parks. There are so many employees in the past 10 years that have gotten, child charges. Let me look it up. It's an insane stat. It's so random.
It's gonna sound like we're attacking liberals.
Send it in chat when you look it up. Go ahead, Joe.
It's gonna sound like we're attacking liberals. We're not. It's just right now it's not even liberals. It's extreme left. I need it. Extreme left. It's gonna sound like we're attacking people. Just know, all of you people who are upset that Jimmy Kimmel got pulled for his comments. He did blackface. You attack other people for that. So remember, this guy that you might be defending right now has pictures of him and Sarah Silverman doing blackface. So, hold the same energy, right? It's okay when he's speaking for things you want, and you don't point that out. But when it's anybody else, it's not that way. I'm just tired of this shit. I'm so tired of the rules for thee. I'm so tired of the double standard hypocrisy. Our country sucks so fucking much right now because nobody has a thought in their brain that isn't. I won't say nobody.
There's a new one.
The vocal, outspoken generation of people want to all make their identity politics, and I don't understand it. I always thought politics were a part of who you are, not who you were as a person. It's no different than your likes, your religion, the things you dislike, the food you eat, the movies you watch, your political belief. All that was like, oh, this is a guy who believes this, believes that, he likes this, he likes that. Now it's, well, he said he liked Donald Trump. That guy should get shot in the fucking throat. And then when it happens, people are celebrating and shit. It's fucking ridiculous. Have you seen all the clips of people celebrating on TikTok and then crying that they got fired?
I'm supposed to pay rent. Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
What happened when it was people who said stop burning down fucking buildings and protester George Floyd? You wanted those people fired.
I was gonna bring that up last episode. I find it very weird. I mean, because we all know with BLM, there's a large majority of people that are standing for standing for the rights due to injustice to blacks. Right? That's like a normal thing. Nobody wants to see racism in their country, right? But with the riots specifically, were mostly. I say mostly because I may or may not have partook in a riot with some looting. All right. I just wanted to see Himpleton's reaction. I was completely kidding. I was at home. I didn't do shit. But anyways,
do not admit that at the very least. Like Jesus,
I killed a guy with a brick. Imagine. Anyways, it was predominantly one party, right? And it wasn't just one scenario. It was multiple scenarios. And they're spray painting the White House. They were tearing down everything in D.C. They even got a street renamed in D.C. after it. D.C. was on fire, right? And then we go forward to January 6th, where the easiest way to bring the crowd down is that, okay, well, just let them inside. Because people were ramping up outside. They just let them inside. It was super easy, and people were just walking through. I'm so you guys gotta look at the. You're shaking your head. You got to look at the thing. But then we have a Charlie Kirk assassination, and it's so widespread, and it starts with the online stuff with the right. Where are the riots?
Okay, nigga. First of all, so much misinformation throughout all of that. Okay, first of all,
let's fact check it.
I was in DC. No, we'll fact check it with my own experiences, and we can look up articles if you really want to. But I was living in DC for both of those things happening. Okay, and one, the DC was not on fire during the fucking George Floyd thing. I went to a protest. Like, it was not.
Oh, that's crazy! I just pulled it up.
Made out to be. I mean, you can pull it up all you want, but I was living there. And like, secondly, you said that it was like you just acted like the fucking insurrection.
Just open it up. Just open it up.
I will in a second. Can you let me finish my point? I let you finish yours.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, the insurrection thing, you are just like touting like bullshit here, and I feel like even if you think about it on its face value for a second, you're gonna know that like somebody got fucking killed. It was not calm.
How did they die?
I don't fucking know. Didn't they rush a police officer or something? Wasn't that
nobody got shot? Nobody got shot.
That is the biggest misinformation about January 6th. And they were the DC staff were the security was specifically told let them inside because they didn't want tensions to get higher than they were outside. They let them inside, and there were a few people who were vandalizing it, but the majority of them were just walking through like a tour. And all in all, 40 minutes, everybody was gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Multiple people died in connection with the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. These include
who was the one that was shot
on January 6th and several police officers who died in the days and weeks following the attack. Ashley Babbitt, an Air Force veteran who was fatally shot by a Capitol police officer as she attempted to climb through a broken window into the Speaker's lobby. Kevin Greason died of a heart attack while outside the Capitol, which is retarded. Benjamin Phillips died of a stroke.
They died kind of days later.
Roseanne Boyland died after being crushed by the crowd as rioters surged against a police line. Her death was later ruled as an accidental overdose.
Yeah,
Floyd.
so one person was shot, but I want to add this: one person was shot, and it was
Why
by
were they
Capitol
shot?
Police officers.
Okay.
And it was because they were trying to breach. I'm not defending Jan 6. I think
not-
it's retarded.
I think it was
dumb
stupid.
I agree. Let me just finish the statistics. Okay. Brian Sicknick, the U.S. Capitol Police officer, was assaulted with chemical spray during the riot and died the next day after suffering 2 strokes. Though the medical examiner determined his death was from natural causes, it was classified as a line of duty death by the Capitol Police. Howard Liebengood, a Capitol Police officer who responded to Jan 6, died by suicide 4 days later. Oh my
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Go on. Keep going. Keep going.
Wait.
So the headline is so-and-so people died to January 6th.
Stop. You're rage baiting right now. Like, you're very clearly rage baiting because, like, you acted as if nobody got shot. I proved that wrong. Nobody died. I proved that wrong. And so the one, like, actual death that was unrelated and to a suicide that I laughed at and wasn't including in the, like, statistics, you are using as a point towards your argument that it's already been debunked.
God bless America.
Correct?
I am the media incarnate,
Okay.
Himpleton. Now, if I was on the
I'm
other
just
side of
making
this
sure.
argument, I would say 8 people died due to Donald Trump's mishandling of the January 6th riot. That is exactly what CNN did. However, nobody ended up going in to see how these people actually died. If you break into a fucking national monument, you are going to get shot. If you try to break into a government building, you are going to get shot.
Yeah, well, but I know. I'm just debunking the whole thing of you basically, like, saying, like, dude, January 6th was, like, a fun time and everybody was, like, gaming and playing zombies together.
No, it was gay.
Like, it
but
was
if we
so much
compare
fun.
January 6th to any of the other riots, right? Any of the other politically charged riots, Free Palestine, if you don't want to use BLM, what they did in DC as well. They desecrated the monuments, first off, because they had, what's his name, from Israel there. And then I think a few people ended up dying, or a few people were shot with racially charged motives later on that night. Let me look up that statistic, because
no deaths are reported during the 2020 Black Lives Matter protests in Washington D.C., with the only reported casualties being 2 National Guardsmen who suffered non-critical injuries from a lightning strike during a thunderstorm.
in Washington D.C.
Because that was his point. Because that was literally his point. He
No.
I was on fire.
Well, it was the riots had it on. They were burning shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dispute that, but
they were burning shit at the.
I'm talking about the contents in which I'm talking about the contents in which what you were saying. You were literally directly comparing January 6th and BLM in DC, and like.
Well, no. I was using them as a whole because we don't really have a right charged riot like we do like nationally. There weren't riots everywhere. Like there was
by
BLM.
June 8th of 2020, at least 19 people had died during the protests.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
If we're specifically
and I'm not
choosing
saying anything about outside of DC.
If we're specifically choosing DC, right, I would say that there's two specific types of crowds because Jan 6 people were driving there out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Versus the BLM protests. But I'm pretty sure was it the DC officers that were killed during the? It was one of the protests. The guy was it DC where they walked up to the window and just shot both the officers in the head?
In what?
That might. I don't know if that was DC or not.
I'm not coinciding with.
Wait, when? What are you talking
about?
Like,
BLM riots.
During what?
BLM riots.
No, I just said, there were no fatalities reported during the 2020 BLM riots and protests. But to credit your point here, like here's one thing. On May 29th, the protesters came into conflict with the United States Secret Service. At one point, the protesters were pepper sprayed. Protesters reportedly threw rocks, urine, and alcohol at Secret Service agents, injuring over 60 of them, including 11 hospitalized and treated for non-threatening injuries. Trump responded to the White House protesters on Twitter, saying that if they had crossed the White House fence, they would have been attacked by the most vicious dogs and the most ominous weapons.
That's normal.
That's awesome, dude. They
I
would have
was-
been attacked by. They would have been attacked by the ray gun Mark II. The ray gun Mark II would have gotten them.
I will
the
just
thing
say though,
here-
the thing I was trying to draw up is because there's not really like a national thing that happened with like the right wing or whatever. Like January 6th is like the most known one versus the obviously politically charged, well, BLM, Palestine, all that stuff. Where are the riots for Charlie Kirk? You know what I'm saying? Is what if this was something else, right? We would see the riots all over again. You know what I mean?
Okay. Can we talk about something like? Okay, I'm gonna sound like such a dick when I say this.
I will say that there are people getting their ass kicked for when they deface a memorial.
Yeah, there was a guy
you just
who
don't
almost
do
got
that.
beat. There was a guy who almost got beaten to death because he said "fuck Charlie Kirk" during a Charlie Kirk memorial. And
Yeah,
honestly,
and
like,
they were
fuck around and find out, buddy. Like,
yeah, and
you're
and
just
they were
retarded.
they were chanting USA while they were doing that. So I mean,
Yeah.
there are people like when they see something, they are like
There's violent shit happening.
actually taking action. But
Well, right.
I think the difference, the reason why you're not seeing riots is because conservatives wouldn't riot where
That's what I'm
Democrats
saying.
would. Yeah.
The
Well, it's the same thing with the burning of the American flag. Usually that really riles people up and then they start fighting. You know what I mean? It's not like people are going to these places inciting the violence. You know what I mean? Or they're going there specifically to have this is going to sound so conspiratorial, to have the pallet of bricks that were dropped off hours before and grabbing them and throwing them.
I'm just gonna say this. This is the last I'm gonna say on it, and then you guys do whatever. I just think it's always funny. It's not a left versus right thing. I think it's funny how both sides will constantly do this. Oh, you can do it, but I can't thing. And that's exactly what happened with the BLM, arson, burning businesses, attacking people, and all that.
They were
versus
attacking
the
based on the
Jan
color of
6
their
thing.
skin too at one point.
The only reason the Jan 6 thing is so bad is because it was the government. Like, the people go, that was really bad, is because it was the government. But people
it
don't
was a
talk
direct
about
attack from the government.
Yeah, people don't talk about the civilians who were fucked over during the BLM protests, where people are rioting, burning down black-owned businesses, beating people, there's deaths involved, and that's all, like, in the media, okay. And that's what I'm saying with this Jimmy Kimmel thing. He was the first person to be like, we love our brothers protesting. We love all that. Charlie Kirk dies, and he's going, it's the MAGA people. They did it. They did it. There's no accountability for saying, stop. People on my side are against me. Stop. Stop doing that shit. Quit it. Stop. Because all that's doing is putting the rest of us behind. That's why people like Hassan and Destiny go, oh, what? Oh, now we're getting attacked for things we've said in the past? Oh, it's out of context. But look at the people who stormed the Capitol. They're so bad. But I asked you to kill somebody. And it's why people hate people like Nick Fuentes as well. He'll fucking sit there and morally grandstand about how, oh, the left, they're trying to kill you and castrate your babies and blah, 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 blah. But then when it happens to someone on his side, guys, we should not be reacting like this.
I will
we should not
say,
be reacting like this.
Wait.
With the George Floyd memorial stuff, if you go and desecrate that and get your ass beat, you get what you fucking is. Why are we desecrating memorials? You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree.
You just asking to get your shit kicked in. You know what I mean? It's like if Himpleton went and started burning an LGBTQ flag at a pride parade and got his ass beat, I'd be like, well, he's a fucking. Why would you do that,
Dude, I told you it wasn't okay to like use actual examples of stuff that I've done.
Dude, stop. He's mad because I rage baited him earlier.
I do have a question. Like, when
I got one more comment.
Sam Hyde said, Hassan Piker, I'm going to kill you, like after that boxing match, did Hassan ever cry about it? Was Hassan ever like, that's a serious threat?
Yes.
Okay, so why, like, that's just my whole entire question, is that you get to say things like that on stream. Destiny gets to say things like that on stream, but the second it happens to them, they play giant freaking victims. Like Nicholas Diorio posted today, and I don't know if you guys already talked about it because I'm just joining the conversation, but Nick posted earlier today of a post Destiny had made about somebody taking a picture of Destiny on a college campus and saying, I want to throw an egg at him. And Destiny was completely freaking out about that, saying what happened, what would have happened if that was a gun. And I hope that person gets fired because of what they did, because they took a picture and threatened to throw an egg at me. Like they are so quick to play victims.
Yeah, I mean that's just the like political streamer complex. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Like it's a rules for thee, not for me mentality. It's a hypocrisy mentality. It's a like they both suck. They both suck. I want to bring something up that like when I was talking earlier before I started the point, I was saying I'm about to sound like a dick. And because what I was going to say is, can we actually talk about something interesting? Which is that
how would you say, it's rage baiting.
Which is that look at this for a second.
All right.
Why is it that here I'm gonna share screen, just give me a sec.
I think we're gonna have a longer episode, which is fine. I think this is a good episode, though. I think we've had good convo so far. So
Fuck, there was one other
Why
person
is
that died due to an effect of Jan 6. You didn't name him. I'm sorry. Not rage baiting. Not rage baiting.
I know. I'm
Let's
just
say
trying
that.
to just let me do this real quick. Why is it that one so 1, 2, 4 officers died
Are not named. Whoa, wait,
to
what?
suicide because of January 6th?
I'm going to be honest, tinfoil
And
hat here.
We're not gonna like look at like. Do people talk about that? That's
No.
really weird.
Hey man,
That's
people fall down the
really
stairs all the time in
weird.
DC, bro.
Like, what the fuck is
Dude,
that?
do you know
Like,
what people just stopped talking about too? Those 2 senators that were caught fucking at the U.S. Capitol. Everybody just forgot about that shit, bro. What is that? How do you get away with that?
no,
what the fuck?
That's a real
Wait,
thing,
what are
by
they
the way.
hiding, though? What are they hiding that like 4 fucking officers killed and within listen to this part of it, within 7 months of the attack
they knew something, buddy.
Excuse me,
they knew
like
something.
7 months, dude.
It's the Jews. I'll just go out and say that.
I have a hot take about it, of course. Spoiler alert, it has to do with the Jews in Israel.
Well, and like, what the fuck?
It's the Hiroshima effect.
There's something just not right about that. There's something not right about that.
It's the Hiroshima effect, right? When they want something to stick, and they really want something to stick, they will blame it on Hiroshima, even if it wasn't related. There have, and the reason I say that is because with Hiroshima, it's true. People dealt with the radiation, got cancer, and all that. But then sometimes it's what I call the Hiroshima effect. You might not have died right then, but you died later, and it's tied to that tragedy. So for Hiroshima, it was real. But sometimes they'll be like, well, this guy, he was exposed to radiation for 2 seconds. He died 40 years later. Self-inflicted gunshot wound, clearly because of his experience in Hiroshima.
Okay, but
clearly,
that's not. It's still very odd to have 4 officers directly involved in the riots die within a year because of something unrelated to the riots, and say that it's suicide. That just doesn't sit well with me. There's something really off about that. I like kind of want to like look into these people more, especially the fact that 2 of them are unnamed. And I wonder if that's like just the AI summarization, or if they're just like, if I couldn't figure out their names if I tried.
I like how Leah's thinks is configure camo studio.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I'm trying to turn on my PNG too.
Just turn on your camera.
I'm not camera ready this episode.
You've never been camera ready.
Next episode.
Just
Next
wear a hat and a
episode, I'll
hoodie.
be camera ready.
We had talked about this enough, but we all agreed nobody wants anybody storming the Capitol to usurp a government that hasn't done it. It's not a tyrannical
No.
government. We're not oppressed. We don't want January 6th. We don't want people burning fucking businesses of people unrelated to everything and hurting people unrelated to everything. Nobody wants people voicing their political beliefs to be killed for it. And nobody here wants to see America as divided as it is. We all agree that here. Even with the
Yeah.
conversation we just had where we kind of like went back and forth, none of us want that. None of us want that. We want our government to take care of us, which will never happen, no matter who's in charge.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
so we rely on our countrymen, and we don't want our countrymen doing that either.
That's right. Yep.
And all I can say is what I've said last episode and what I've said a few times this episode. Your freedom of speech is important. It's what saves you in moments where people could throw you in jail for nothing. For saying you don't like the king's taxes or whatever, or the president's taxes, or the dictator's fucking rule. It does not free you of consequences from the things you say. And you need to remember that.
So true,
I
Joe.
call a black man the N-word. And
Everybody
I get
loses
punched.
their minds.
Well, I'm saying if I call a black man the N-word to his face, I'm gonna get punched. I can't go, what do you want? No.
It's
mean I'm free.
FAFO. It's
Yeah.
FAFO rules. Yeah.
It's
Like, it's
it's
just-
freedom of speech, not freedom of consequence.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still
I'm gonna
want
pull
more
Sam
innocent
Hyde
lives.
here.
To fucking.
I'm gonna pull.
No, I don't.
I still want more innocent lives to just be lost. Like they're just, it's so meaningless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like supposed to be, we're the most advanced civilization in all of humankind right now as we stand, and we somehow can't get over this fucking year one rollout update of violence. You know what I mean?
It's just back to the Tucker Carlson clip that I reference a lot, where Tucker talks about, like, isn't it interesting how, like, the media, politicians, everybody just wants us to care about, like, skin deep differences and, like, very just, like, you know, like, intangible differences that we have, when the real thing is that people are getting poorer and the rich are getting richer. And, like, you know, it's almost like the people who are in charge, like the fucking billionaire, like, I mean, Rupert Murdoch as an example, or just any of these other people too, who, like, are in charge of distributing this media, want our fellow countrymen to fight each other.
Ever wonder why rich people seem the most hysterical on the subject? Ever notice that it's the highest paid people on television who are the most determined to convince you that white supremacy is America's biggest problem? Why is that? Simple. Every minute you're angry about race is a minute you're not thinking about class, which of course is the real divide in this country.
Because it distracts from the real fucking issues. Like, there are real issues. There are. I mean, like, one that I talk about a lot is the fact that there are 1%. Maybe this is different now. I'll look it up in a second. But the last time I checked, 1% of the US population is behind bars. Right? And there's a disproportionate percent of that is because of nonviolent crime. Right? And like, there are a lot of issues that are going on, and I'm not even saying how to respond to that particular issue. I'm not taking a stance on it. I'm just saying that the unemployment, the poverty, the increase of inflation, and the decrease, or not decrease, but the stagnantization of like wages with inflation. Like, I mean, so many of these issues actually matter. And yet we are forced to focus on either, fighting each other, or uh, this still does result in us fighting each other, but like stuff that is beyond our own borders when we should be worried about our own. Like,
Exactly.
fuck Ukraine, fuck Israel, fuck Palestine, fuck Qatar, fuck all of them. I don't care. Like, and I'm not saying that anybody fucking who died like deserves it. I'm not saying that like it's not a tragedy. I'm not saying blah 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 blah. I'm not saying anything. I'm literally just saying that like there's no reason that we should be expending all of our energy, resources, and time in thinking about things that are happening 1,000 miles away from us when we have people dying right in front of us as we speak. When we have drug crises, when we have just various terrible, terrible things going on in our own country that need to be fixed.
We are very tolerant as a society, and I don't think we should be. I think we should be naturally questioning things. I think we should be pushing back on our local governments
Oh,
on things, on regulation, on laws. We should be
I
very much active
I agree
in
with that.
our government.
I mean, like I said last episode, the people just need to start reading the quote unquote boring stuff,
Yeah.
because the boring stuff is where all of the actual information, where you're going to learn and you're going to naturally question things, and you're going to start to realize how much the game is rigged. Dude, I'm full of Fallout quotes the last couple of episodes, but like, yeah, the game's rigged from the start. Like, these people in power do not want you to question them, and they will do whatever they can to make sure that you don't. It's like, I mean, the thing that I put like the Joker music over is like when I talked about, it's a very good like tactic to get people to not like look at stuff, fucking like deception and sensationalization of like stuff like the aliens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even doubt that like maybe some of the alien shit is true. Maybe it is. I don't even care. It's the same way I feel about fucking Israel, right? It's not a coincidence that like a lot of the alien shit almost always gets pushed when horrible shit's going on, like the Epstein stuff. And like another great example, sorry to cut you off, Jude, I'm almost done. But like another great example that I saw recently is during all of the like moral fagging and freaking out about this Charlie Kirk stuff. I think it was the Senate. I'm going to look it up in a second. But the Senate or some governmental body pushed another thing about the Epstein files to like keep more sealed. Like, this is just classic. This is what always happens. Just always pay attention to the stuff that they are making boring, quote unquote. That's what you want to be paying attention to. That's my point. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Damn it. Can I say one thing first? Super quick, Joe.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was trying to rage bait Himpleton that entire time by looking at the most egregious things on my timeline that I could find with the reflection of my glasses, and he did not once skip a beat talking that entire time.
W. He's
a
focused.
big thing that we all know, but it needs to be said, and people need to hear it, is that, and this is where I want to end this, and we can move on to literally anything else because we talked about this for a while. People want to belong. I do not, in my heart, believe that the politics surrounding your typical college student or your typical online person or even your typical day-to-day person is firmly, truly what they believe, no matter what it is. I feel like it's a sense of belonging. You belong to that group, to those people who share those values with you. It's why when you talk one-on-one, and I've had this with people because I deal with your everyday folk every single day. And a lot of times you can just talk about things and they'll go, Well, I don't fully believe this of what my party thinks. I don't agree with them on that, but I generally agree. It's a sense of belonging. I think that's where we're at now with this. The people mocking Charlie Kirk, they're not happy he's dead. I don't firmly believe that these people are happy he's dead.
You think it's like a form of seeking validation?
Yes, they want to belong to a group that also is happy that Charlie Kirk is dead. I think it's the same with anything else. Politics has been a big sense of belonging. Well, you told me you like me because I agreed with you. So now I agree. And so you have things like Hassan being an extremist and call for violence. And they go, yeah, absolutely. I'm with you, Hassan. And all the people around agree because they belong there. They have that sense of belonging. My personal belief, and this is my most good faith, like hopeful, optimistic thing, is there are a lot of lonely young people in this world and old people and all that who just want to belong to something. They want that one thing where if they go to that person on the street and that person goes, well, them lefties are trying to keep us down. They trying to turn our kids into something they're not. Yeah, I agree. And they belong there, regardless of what they personally believe. And I think it goes the other way. Those people right there, they're trying to prevent your child from who they truly are trying to be. That person might have been born with a cock, but they're a woman. I agree. That person's keeping me down. I belong. I think it's a sense of belonging thing. Because I think if you actually talk to a lot of people who have their own personal feelings about stuff, you'll find a lot of people differ on a lot of things. No two people align on every single thing. They
And if
really
they do, they're
don't.
lying.
You're gonna find that one thing that they don't align on. But so like a good example is me. I'm okay with gay marriage. Why do I care if two women or two men get married?
I'm just
The
kidding.
the two women, guess what? We're never in my dating pool. And the two men, I'm not into men. So why do I care if two men get married?
Because you care about domestic violence, and the domestic violence rate between lesbians is disproportionately high.
It's insanely high. It is so crazy.
That's their problem, not mine.
Isn't it
That's
like
their problem.
7%?
I'm not beating women. I don't care. Also, I'm down to watch two lesbians fucking fist fight. That's awesome.
It's 43%.
As long as they're topless. Dude,
I just saw your thing. I had to
I'm
look that
totally
up, Himpleton.
sexist.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to just point that out real quick.
It's actually not what you think it is.
What do you mean?
They just want to look at his bank transactions. And the
Why
FBI...
did they block that?
Well, the FBI said that it's not really important to the information that they already had. They want to make it public. That's why.
Wait,
Why did they block that?
They can't make it public.
What happened?
Yes, they. Well, it doesn't matter if they can or can't. They still voted.
They blocked it.
They still voted to block it.
It's because.
What are they talking about?
It's because Epstein's.
I'm screen sharing.
If they make it public, Maxwell's attorney has the right to sue the United States of America.
No,
the FBI had already said, because they already have the banking transactions.
Okay, but literally Trump said when he was running for office this time around that he was going to release the Epstein files.
No, these have nothing to do with the files. They're specifically the JP Morgan Chase transactions. Yeah, the rejected subpoena on Maxwell's prison transfer comes after Democrats have sought details about her transfer, noticing it came abruptly after her meeting with the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. It just deals with her prison transfer and the SARs from the Treasury Department.
I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, though, because I'm talking about the September 10th one. Republicans block Schumer's effort to force a vote on the Epstein files. All but two. So Chuck Schumer tried to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files and put Republican senators on record on an issue that has divided their party. All but 2 Republican senators blocked consideration of Mr. Schumer's measure, which would have required the Justice Department to fully and quickly release its material related to Jeffrey Epstein.
That's interesting. All but 2.
Though it failed, Mr. Schumer's proposal brought the contentious debate over the Trump administration's handling of the Epstein files, which has roiled the House, to the chamber. Republicans in both bodies have sought to avoid a politically precarious vote on the Epstein files. President Trump has dismissed its concerns over the Epstein files as a Democratic hoax and has urged its right-wing supporters to move on.
It's literally not a hoax.
I was just
Mr. Schumer proposed Epstein measures. Yeah, maybe that was recently. I'm talking about the one that happened the same day as Charlie Kirk dying. Mr. Schumer proposed this Epstein measure as an amendment to an annual defense policy bill, and using maneuver available to him as minority leader, teed up a procedural vote. If Republicans vote no, you'll be saying to the American people that they should not see the Epstein files. Mr. Schumer said on the Senator floor on Wednesday. I asked my Republican colleagues, after all these years you spent calling for accountability, for transparency, for getting to the bottom of these awful crimes, why won't you vote yes? Senator John Thune, Republican of South Dakota and a majority leader, told reporters that Schumer's measure was a stunt and promised to dispense with it. The Senate voted 51-49 to table it. Senator Suzanne Collins, Republican of Maine, said that she opposed Mr. Schumer's measure because a similar amendment had been adopted on a spending bill that would fund the Justice Department. This was the same day as Charlie Kirk's death, September 10th.
Holy shit. Do you know what this is?
And
you know what this feels like?
Every single Republican senator, except for 2 of them, voted not to release the Epstein files.
Do you know what this is?
I'm not making it a Republican issue. I'm
just saying,
like,
you know what this feels like, though?
2 of one side, like, that's crazy.
Because everyone was very avid about the Epstein files coming out when Joe Biden was in presidency, and they were also shooting it down there too. So the Democrats and then like a few Republicans were voting to not open it up, and now it's just the same thing reversed. Do you know what this feels like?
They were also talking about the Hunter Biden laptop too.
The exact same thing.
It's literally dude, it's a game of pedophile. It's literally a game of pedophile chicken.
No. It literally feels like, okay, yeah, actually pedophile chicken would be pretty good. It literally feels like when we make those jokes online, those jokes that only a few people will know behind the scenes, just live on air. You know what I mean? And it's like,
guys can get over that stuff. We call each other pedophiles, but we don't always mean it.
I feel like they release the Epstein files. You won't do it. You won't do it. But then, when the other person gets in power, oh, hey, how about releasing those Epstein files? Like, all right, bro, come on, let's get over it.
Exactly. Well, it's literally like the Democrats are now, and that's why I'm saying it has nothing to do with Republican or Democrat, because what the Democrats are doing now is essentially just saying, like, you guys made us look bad when Biden was in power. Now it's our turn. And we're going to make you look bad because you're going to equally release or you're going to equally vote not to release them as well.
I didn't realize this was a House thing. Holy shit.
It's the exact same thing as last election. Okay, let's not sugarcoat it now. I really want to move on past politics because I know Himpleton had some stuff he wanted to talk about outside of politics. But let me finish this. This election cycle is the exact same as Joe Biden's election cycle.
Yeah.
The exact same.
100%.
Now the teams have just flipped.
Lame duck. Yeah.
And it's not just the Epstein files. It is the Charlie Kirk thing is a perfect example. When it was Joe Biden, it's Black Lives Matter riots. Good. Jan 6 bad. Now Trump's here. Oh, BLM riots bad. Anyone with Charlie Kirk? Hey, George Floyd was bad, but Charlie Kirk. It's literally flipped. We've had the 2 worst election cycles in the United States history, in my opinion.
We got 2 Hoovers, bro. 2 Herbert Hoovers in a row.
It's all just a reality TV show now.
2 Woodrow Wilson.
It's like dude, I feel like I'm watching a sitcom half the time.
It's not a funny one. I don't like it.
Dude, pull up a picture of Schumer.
Dude, I have a feeling that all of these guys that are like, oh, pull the Epstein file, they all have something to do. And every single one of these politicians is very quiet when they receive donations from Ghislaine Maxwell. Holy fuck.
Literally.
I wonder what religion he is.
I literally call Schumer. He's probably my cousin, so he's totally Jewish. But I literally call Chuck Schumer Botox Betty because he has Botox in his lips. Totally.
I wonder what religion he is.
Jewish. Botox Betty. Look at those fillers.
I unironically
Look
the
at
other
that
day,
nose.
me and
Look at
Flatley
that filler.
unironically the other day, me and Flatley like bonded over the fact that we kind of both miss Obama.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Unironically.
Me too.
It gets worse, Himpleton. Okay. The effort failed. The House Judiciary Committee rejected a request for the Democrats to vote on whether to subpoena the CEOs of 4 major banks, a bid intended to investigate the institution's connections to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The 4 CEOs of major banks and the effort failed in a nearly party-line vote to table or kill the Democratic request to issue the subpoena to Jamie Dimon of J.P. Morgan Chase, Brian Moynihan of Bank of America, Christian Sewing of Deutsche Bank, and Robin Vince of BNY. The request centered around $1.5 billion worth of suspicious transactions that the banks had reported to the FBI and authorities.
Send that article.
It's
because I'm going
political,
to-
but this is only the second one that I'll send it to you after. This is the second one that I just read that involved the bank thing. Thomas Macy, who's leading the charge to force a floor vote to compel the Justice Department to release further materials in the Epstein case. Do you know why they're all probably shooting it down? Not only did the 4 CEOs, I feel like the 4 CEOs were forced to not only hand over that information, but if it got to authorities, which would be the FBI in this case, the suspicious transactions definitely come back to American bank accounts. They have to come back to private bank accounts. There's no way. Oh, he's definitely Jewish as fuck.
This is the exact point I'm
Botox
making.
Betty.
They're trying to subpoena Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino. The votes came at the end of a 5-hour FBI oversight hearing featuring testimony from the nation's chief law enforcement officer, Kash
That's
Patel.
So Kash Patel's currently under fire right now.
Which is so hypocritical because, as I just talked about 7 days ago, all but 2 of the fucking Republican senators voted not to release the Epstein files, and then they chose a fucking fall guy, so they chose Kash Patel, and now they're all yelling at Kash Patel, being like, "Why didn't you do this?" And it's like, you're retarded.
He's totally being a fall guy. In fact, today he came out and talked about 764.
Dude, Christian.
Yeah, we were just
suing?
talking about that. The FBI's involvement with 764 and the No Lives Matter thing. Apparently, it is alleged. There's only a few articles that have said this, and I've only seen one screenshot of an alleged database that they hold. But apparently, with Discord, they're able to sell off certain, not data packets, but certain sets of data to track specific users across Discord servers and what they send and receive. So, like, our messages. Like, if I sent a message to Himpleton, that data could be sent somewhere else and they can view it. It's not just between me and Himpleton. Discord can physically view all of those messages.
Dude, if I want to type, I want to lick your butthole, somebody in Switzerland could potentially see it.
All
my
I know is I
No,
definitely
no.
have an FBI.
It's getting worse, bro.
I'm like freaking out right now.
Dude, we're 5 for 5 right now.
I definitely have an FBI agent watching my shit for years because one time I looked up like pages of the anarchist cookbook on fucking Google.
Like,
And
okay,
I
so
was like, yeah. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi.
legit, the ATF is like literally watching our house because no reason at all. But
Yes.
we
yes.
wouldn't be surprised if the ATF is watching us.
All I can say is I know because I looked up like PDFs of the anarchist cookbook. By the way, I can't say this on. I'll say it privately. I have seen an actual anarchist cookbook. Yeah, I've looked up the PDFs of it before. There's no way I don't have an FBI agent still monitoring me. Hi,
What
buddy.
is the
hope you
anarchist
enjoyed
cookbook? What is that?
It is
I'm so surprised you don't know that.
It's the book that what's his face used to build a bomb.
So it is a guide on how to do. It's multiple things, but a lot of it involves making bombs, different types of firearms, out of household objects. There's also, like different things like how to survive in a different situation, compared to government
made it?
response and all that.
Timothy McVeigh.
Might as well look it up. He's already monitoring me.
Who's the guy that is that the guy that blew up the building
William
in Texas
Powell.
with the Clinton thing?
It teaches you how to make explosive drugs and weapons.
One of the bombers used it. I can't remember which one though.
Lyle
Who's
Stewart.
the one? Who's the one that Greta Thunberg talks to?
Dude, I fucking hate Greta Thunberg. I can't stand her.
She bonded with a bomber, and they were like pen pals for a second.
It's weird that she never protests in the Middle Eastern countries, or India, or China. Let's save the planet. China and India are the biggest pollutants in the world.
I don't know
Where
who
are
the
you,
guy
brother?
is. Like, I couldn't tell you, but it's yeah. Let's just say I have held a paper copy of the Anarchist Cookbook in my hands and read through it.
You're a psycho.
I love shit like that, though. I love shit like that. Like,
You're not a psycho. I'm kidding. Okay.
what I'm saying is, I love shit like that. Like,
Is that like
obviously,
illegal to own? What is?
It's not illegal to own, but if you have one,
Dude, why is he making a visit to Israel? That is so weird.
it is illegal to own in the UK, by the way, unless you have a reasonable excuse. I think it is illegal in the UK.
I'm starting to
I know
think-
they monitor shit like that.
Himpleton, there may be some. They're shooting this down due to the connections with Israel. It's looking like it.
Literally this year in the UK, a guy was found guilty of an offense under Section 58 for possessing a copy of the book just because it was found on his bookshelf.
Funnels money to the IDF soldiers to. Oh.
Ugh. I think being trans is evil.
Okay, what was our next topic?
All right, Himpleton, didn't you have something you want to talk about? Let's move on past politics. We've done
There's
this. We cut it
Botox
down
Betty.
wherever. But Himpleton, didn't you want to talk to Leigha about something?
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go.
I want to preface this. This is not an attack. Okay?
Oh my god, what
Why
are you gonna
have to
do?
say it like that?
Because it may come off like one.
I don't care.
Okay. Why like for real though, like what's the actual reason that you hate Ant so much?
I just don't like that he shit stirred.
But me sister.
You don't directly do it to me.
I did directly do it to you. I did it on the core episode. That was me shit stirring you.
No, you weren't. You're
Yes, I
making
was.
jokes.
Did you watch last week's episode? Because I literally talked about the fact that I did that too. I literally was shit stirring all three of you. I literally was setting you up to like make a fool of yourselves for content.
It didn't work. Or did it?
I don't know. But the point is, like, you're barking up the wrong tree. Like, all three of us are like some of the biggest shit stirrers, like that there are. I mean, Flatley's the biggest one. Like, you know, I mean, yeah, he's the fucking king of it. And like, I don't know. I just feel like that there's it feels like it has to be like some other reason. You know what I mean? Because it's like
No. There's literally no other reason. It's because of this core stuff. He thinks that there's another reason, and it's not. He's so paranoid about
But do you
it.
know why? Do you know why he and I both thought that there was another reason?
Why?
Because we were giving you good faith. Because if that is the reason why, it's just enormously hypocritical.
How is it hypocritical?
For the reason that I just stated, and the fact that, like, again, all three of us are giant shit stirrers. Like, all three of us have shit stirred each other before. Like, I do this shit all the time to every single one of you. Like, I don't do it in a malicious way. I don't think Ant does it in a malicious way either. Like, I
So
just I fail
Ant
to see
does
what makes him special.
so Ant does it in a way where it's like you're kind of being a snake. He does it in the behind the scenes way. You do it blatantly. Like you do it in an upfront kind of way. Like your shit stirring was the stuff that you did in the episode, right?
Yeah, that's one of them.
It was in the episode and I don't have an issue with that. And then I got added to like some group chat afterwards, right?
Yeah.
What was the purpose of that group chat?
That was if you watch the episode, you would understand. That
Yeah,
it was.
I could
It
defend
was
them.
to
can
add
say it.
Skelly and question Skelly on his video because he promised Bad Dog. Or
No, it was
in
just adding
memory-
random people because it was just Flatley and I, and we thought it would be funny.
Yeah,
Okay,
because I had to leave. I had to leave.
So you guys thought it'd be funny. Ant does it where he'll like go to someone and try and start drama with those two creators. So like when he did it with Beckett, he caused like this major Cy Scribbles meltdown between Beckett and Cy, and it actually caused drama for Beckett.
Didn't you not have a problem with that at the time that it happened, though?
I sat back and I realized like this is something that Ant does that I do not like. And Ant would go behind the scenes, or when we were talking in voice, he would brag about it. He's talked about how he's shit stirred with Chris the Narc, and he's bragged about how he's made Chris the Narc have a meltdown, and I've laughed about that, and I've been tolerant of that, but if I've kind of raised an eyebrow to it. And then with this core stuff, it was like the last straw where it was like, okay, now you're directly doing it to me, and now I think you're a snake for doing it because I wouldn't do it to you in the first place. So if you are not going to give me that respect, then I'm just not going to give you respect at all and just not interact with you.
But okay, two things. First of all, if that's the case of like the going behind the scenes and doing it, that would make Flatley and I just as bad. Flatley has done that with Burn multiple times in the past. He has done that with me multiple times in the past. I have done that, and I am doing that right now with Gilded. Like, I am planning to like.
Oh, I got rinsed for that though.
Yeah, well, you did get rinsed for it, but so like I'm
So
just saying.
name- Oh, go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying that like that's like by your own standards, like we would be just as condemnable, and like it just doesn't make it.
Leigha,
You go ahead.
Leigha has also said though, she had confronted me on one of those situations, and she did say before that if you do that to me, I will have no more respect for you, kind of thing. And Joe has said something along the same line of like that as well too.
In the
Yeah, just
past,
throw me
I've
under the
been
bus.
very, very, very nice to people, and I've been very tolerant. And I'm just kind of tired of being tolerant and nice. And Ant crossed the line, and I'm just done. It's just a cold, okay, you crossed the line, and now I'm just not going to interact with you anymore. Now I just don't respect you. And that's just the decision
Well, I
I
guess
made.
I mean I guess the other thing is like Why? What made you decide that it was like a cutoff thing instead of just a conversation? That's the other part I'm curious about.
We had the conversation where I've told them, where I've talked to him about it with Joe the first time around, and it was on stream,
Well, and
and
that was the cutoff.
he was kind of tolerant of it, where he was like, okay, well, no value was lost. And then we had to have a second conversation on like Joe's stream again because he had an issue with me. We were talking about who were we talking? Soul. We were talking about Soul, and I thought Joe was being in the kiddie pool. And then Ant like had a big issue right there because I don't know, he thinks I'm being dumb with the whole Soul stuff, or he thinks I'm like being anti-bully or whatever, right? And that's not my stance at all whatsoever. He was like completely misinterpreting me in that conversation. So he then had to have another conversation about the shit stirring.
I don't think I made my point correctly. I'm not trying to say that you're unwilling to have a conversation about it. My question is more, why was it like, what made you decide that it was a cutoff thing rather than I'm going to have like a harsh conversation with this guy and be like, don't do this to me. Like, I'm not okay with it.
Because I think as an adult, you should know not to do things like that to the people that you want to be friendly with. And if he doesn't learn that lesson as like a 20-year-old, then that's his problem to learn. That's not for me to have that conversation with him. And I'm not really super close with Ant at all. I'm more close with you guys. So I would give you guys the respect and be like, hey, you guys are doing something that's pissing me off and I'm not okay with it. Or I would hope that you guys would do it to me too, where you're like, Leah, you're doing something that is actually pissing me off and I'm not okay with it. Can you stop? And then I would give you guys that respect. And I'm not close with, I don't talk with. I felt bad because his dog passed away and I reached out to him because his dog passed away. But then he did the shit stirry thing and I'm just like, okay, you know what? That's it. I'm not even close with you in the first place. We don't talk in the first place. The only thing we talk about is ACC stuff, and you really did the shit stirring thing with this core thing, and I kind of think it's dumb, and I don't respect you for it.
If Ant should be like, well, like, I'm not saying that you're saying to like for everybody to cut him off, but like if Ant should be condemned like on your own personal end at not knowing that at 20, by your standards, should I have cut off Flatley when he didn't know that at 27?
You should have cut Flatley off well beforehand. We all should have. To be fair, the guy's a fucking loser.
If you didn't, if you were not close with Flatley and Flatley was shit stirring to you directly and giving you grief with like a certain drama, then yeah, that's fine. If you want to cut him off, I would be.
I mean,
okay
do you remember what happened?
She wasn't around. She wasn't around for that. I know what you're talking about. She wasn't around for that. She was gone.
She was around in November. She was making tweets about me.
Was it with like the whole your fallout, right?
Flatley publicized like the allegations that I faked my rapes for clout and like essentially hosted like a giant gangbang. Like and like again, like Flatley knows this better than anybody. Like this is all water under the bridge for me. Like I don't care about it anymore at all, and like I don't like even hold it against him anymore. But like I'm more curious about it from like a like standards perspective on your end of just like what happened there was like pretty like egregious by those standards. Right.
Can I add context?
In just a second, I just want to finish this up. Made worse by the fact, in my opinion, that he and I at that time, like, or at least before that time, were like decently close, right? Like I'm just saying by that standard, like, should he have been condemned and cut off?
I want to add this context real quick. Real quick.
Yeah.
Himpleton knows and Flatley knows after that stream was a very big call between all the AWT members at the time. And that was a point of contention towards Flatley, where we were like, as a friend, and I'm only putting this information out here, not my opinion or anything. We said, as a friend, that should never have been allowed to have happened. Of people making claims like that with no moderation, no substantial things, and that led into a big fight for what, like 2 weeks, Flatley? Like 2 weeks afterwards.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Like we all almost left AWT.
Yeah, it was almost the mass exodus. So the only context I want to give is on Leigha's perspective, because it's gonna go both ways. Yes, that is a moment where we all felt absolutely that the shit stirring had gone too far and the people had gone too far, and it was a consideration. But to Himpleton's credit, I'll say at least on my end, I stuck around with Flatley. I wasn't going to get rid of Flatley for that. I was going to let him know how I felt, but I was not just going to. And you weren't either. Yes,
I had a conversation with him about it.
I don't want to throw. I don't want to throw people under the bus during that either. But it was like the way I had explained it at the time. I was like, I had half the group telling me, "Oh, just fucking do it," and then the other half like, "I don't know if that's a good idea, man." And I was like, "Fuck." Flip a coin.
But I mean, regardless of any of that, Flatley can attest to the fact. What's the first thing that I did after that stream? The next day,
I don't remember.
I said we need to have a call, you and me.
Oh yeah.
And I immediately like talked to you about it and was very, very upfront with you and was like, "This is like entirely unacceptable, and like I am not okay with this. What are you willing to do about it?" And then you apologized.
I offered to take the stream down.
You offered to take the stream down, and I said no. And you also made a pinned comment saying that the allegations made towards me were completely unsubstantiated. Like it was.
Burn shit stirred in that.
I'm not operating from a holier than thou perspective where I'm trying to say like, oh, I'm like better than you, Leigha, because like I went to Flatley and like had a conversation. I'm just saying like this was the actual experience, like where I went to him and I had a conversation with him immediately afterwards and was like, this is not okay with me. And if you want to keep this friendship, you will never do that again. And we're gonna have like a serious talk about it.
Dude,
so
I remember when Burn shit stirred for that.
Can I finish?
Oh yeah, sorry.
So I don't think that you're better than me or anything. And I don't think like you guys are coming from like a holier than thou place. I think it's a difference between like principle where you would have the conversation with Ant, whereas I wouldn't because I'm just not close with him. It's like a level of closeness with me. Respect is earned, not given. And if he's not going to give me that respect first, when I wasn't even shit stirring with him in the first place, and he just automatically goes and does that, it's like, okay, you know what? Now I know you're the type of person that doesn't really respect me. So I'm just not going to give you my respect. I gave you my grace. I gave you my respect in the first place. You're not going to return it. So I'm just not going to waste my time with you.
I mean, the credit that I'll give you is I was under the impression that you two were at the very least like friends, if not like pretty decent friends. But
that's what I had thought, but I guess we're not. When I cut him off, he had said on stream, on Joe's stream, no value was lost. So it's like, okay, well, now that I know that I wasn't a value to you, great. So now it's quick. Now it's easier for me to exit. There's no value there. I wasn't anything to you. What we had the last few months is nothing. So bye.
Well, but to give another perspective, like his reason for saying that was because of your willingness to cut him off without a conversation.
But I did give him the conversation. I had the
But
conversation.
the
right
conversation
there.
was cutting him off.
So I can see where the conversation is cutting him off, and your difference, or maybe like the difference between you and me is you wouldn't have cut him off and just had the conversation with him right there. For me, it's a matter of taking action and being like, okay, you know what? You're not going to give me the action. You're not going to give me the respect in the first place. I'm already jaded to like people in this community anyways. Um, especially like given who I am. So I'm just gonna cut you off.
I gotta be so the night of the gun thing. Himpleton had to be the one in the middle, so I'm gonna be in the one in the middle now because I'm just gonna
Night
say
of
how
the
it is.
gun.
Leah's super unforgiving, super unforgiving. She gives a little more leeway to her friends, but super unforgiving. And you, Himpleton, you're too forgiving. You
Oh, I know.
I've criticized. You will be like, this guy fucked me over 10 days to Sunday. Yeah, we can still be friends. This
Welcome
this
back.
guy dragged me through the fucking mud and shot my sister in the head. We can still be friends. And Leah's like, that guy called me gay one time. Nah, you're out of the house, buddy. Fuck off. There's a middle ground here. There's a middle ground here, right? And the middle take is probably me and Flatley. Like, exactly what I said during that whole shit stir thing. Look, if you're gonna shit stir both ways. And I told Ant that. And it's the thing I've consistently said. If you go to one person to shit stir, sounds like you're running to daddy. And that people should make fun of you for that.
And
Because it looks like you're running to daddy or mommy.
that's what
100%.
that's what he was doing. He was only doing it one way. He was only going to core. And then he says that I'm lying about this. But I could have sworn that he was talking negatively about core or talking shit about core in that call in Joe's server. And he says
He
that
was
he
adding
wasn't.
to some
And
jokes being
and
made, but I don't think he
I'll
directly.
yeah, I'll take his word for it. I'll believe you. Sure, you weren't talking shit about core, but you were directly in there to talk shit. And he does it in a way where he's so obvious about it. And it's so I can pick up on it. And it's like you're not even smart about it. It's just like, come on. The very
Well,
least you can do is do that.
he doesn't try to be smart about it. But like the thing I will also say is like, and I'm not saying this to say that you did lie about it, because I think that there's still a way that you can like be wrong about something without lying. Like obviously, like it can
Yeah.
just be a misinterpretation or misremembering or anything like that. But it wasn't just Ant that attested to that fact. Like I mean, Flatley even just said it now. Like it was a couple of jokes, but like that. Right. And then when it was brought up that time, I remember even Joe saying, you know, I wasn't very strong, because I remember him also saying he was drunk, but he did say that he doesn't remember any of that happening either. So like you know,
With
it's just
Gilded, like I'm very seriously considering cutting him off because of what you've told me.
I don't know who
That's-
Gilded Poo. I've heard his name, Gilded Poo. Don't know him. Barely know anything about. Not my friend. Don't give a shit about him. Fuck him. Bury him under the ground. Not my friend. Not my friend. Don't
bestiality
care.
expert Gilded Poo. I mean, I think that that's a whole nother can of worms, to be honest. Like, I think it's
the last thing I'll add is I think see, my thing is I have faith in people until you've irreversibly broken my faith. Like irreversibly done it. And the moment you've irreversibly broken my faith, you are public enemy number one to me.
Persona
There
non
is no
grata.
like swap. Yeah, persona non grata. That's the term I like. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. Is like
Right.
what I like to say.
Right.
Ant hasn't personally done that to me, and that situation specifically involved me. I did tell him I thought it was gay what he did, and we had that whole conversation. He's still my buddy. I'm also I appreciate Leigha having my back.
Yeah.
But it feels like
but-
that whole core situation. That it feels like this is the only thing I'm gonna say. It feels like that whole core situation, which did start out as a joke, and it was all memeing and blah 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 blah.
It was literally.
It feels like a 180 was done on me though, a complete 180, and I was told, "Why are you dealing with this?" When beforehand it was fine, but then a 180 was done on me. And I'm just saying, if we're gonna do the shit stirring thing or anything like that, anybody who 180'd on me and told me I was better than that, anybody, I can
I
shit,
never
I
said.
can shit stir whoever I want. I can make fun of whoever I want. I can laugh at whoever I want. I only care about my personal relationships. I don't care about what you think about who I'm going after or anything like that. I only care about personal relationships that I have friendships with.
Who 180'd
So
on you?
I
But
think he's talking about me.
I am.
Yeah.
You did 180 on me on that episode of
Just
WFF.
say it like it
The
is, you
mo-
giant fat pussy. Jesus.
the moment that Himpleton said you're all gay and it's small fry, you 180'd on me. You did. You did.
So I do think it was trolling, but it does get to a point. Like I'm going to honestly tell you, Joe, when I was watching Core get flustered on that stream, and all I did was ask him his BMI in chat. I realized like this is punching down, and I left the stream. That's just the reality of the situation. It's not just me trying to do a 180. And I do get where I was more agreeable towards Himpleton, where Himpleton is saying, oh, this is kiddie pool stuff. And you feel like I'm doing like a 180 on you, and I was on your side and backing you up on everything. And I apologize if you feel like I've done a 180 on you. It's just when I saw Core fluster on stream, that's when I was like, okay, this is silly. And then when you push back on me on your stream about Soul, and you're like, well, I'm just gonna do what I want, and I don't think it's a kiddie pool. That's when I was like, okay, I was accepting of it, and I left it at that. Then Ant came into the stream and had his grievances, and then we had that conversation from there. I don't think you and I had that conversation of, well, Leah, you're doing a 180 kind of thing after that conversation with Ant, because the stream continued to carry on.
Yeah, and this isn't an attack, but it. So this, I'm just gonna be 100% honest. It feels like the moment that that Himpleton came in and said kiddie pool, anybody that I wanted to go after now was kiddie pool shit to you. Anybody that invoked my name or anything. Why are you worried about that? That's kiddie pool shit. But we did that shit to Peepaw. We did do that shit to Peepaw. And that's punching down. That's
Okay, so-
punching down or punching up, depending on what way. If it's numbers wise, it's punching up. If it's mentality wise, it's punching down. Whatever. Like people have different views of it. I feel like the moment that you got told you were swimming in the kiddie pool, you did a complete like 180 and said, "Yeah, you know what? You're right." And now, Joe, because this person said your name,
I'm going to
you're
push
swimming
back.
in the kiddie pool, though. You're swimming in the kiddie pool.
I'm going to push back on you and say, not everybody that you go after is kiddie pool, because there is one particular person that I absolutely 100% support you going after.
Oh, we all
Soul,
agree. Yeah.
I just do not understand. Soul, I just don't get it. But you said it was okay. And that one person, I'm like, you know what? Totally have your back. Completely 100% support you. So not everybody that you pick is in the kiddie pool, Joe.
Well, to be fair, we all agree that that one person invoked something that they shouldn't have invoked. But what I'm saying is like, have you ever gone after Lord Triton?
I've only gone after Lord Triton when he defended a pedo. That's it.
That's okay. Have you ever gone after Peepaw Riveter?
Yes.
Have you ever gone after any of the now record? Have you ever gone after Asher's or Jessica Pizzle before?
Jessica Pizzle and I have had our blood sports in the past. Correct.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when you have a problem with something somebody is saying, and they invoke your name, is that swimming in the kiddie pool? You guys are
No.
retarded. And this isn't meant to be like a thing between me and us, but it's a conversation we haven't
Joe,
had yet.
but we've had you and I have had this conversation on your stream, and I said okay to it. I agree with you on this stance. So I do not understand why we're having this conversation again.
Well, I just wanted to be public here for because I don't publish all of my streams because they say the N word with a hard R like 700 different times. So I
Okay.
can't publish anything.
All right.
This is not an attack, and it's actually
It's
something
not an
that
attack. I get it. Yes.
yeah. This is something that a lot of people are talking about, and there's been conversation that has been had, especially the punching down thing. I disagree about it's okay to make fun of Peepaw but not Core. One is punching equal and one is punching down. It's either it's all equal. It's all equal, and I think that if people know that everybody's on the table, regardless of your channel size or anything like that, if everybody's on the same thing, I'm trying not to laugh because I'm watching these guys. I think that's an important thing to put out there because
Okay.
if you're saying, well, this person's not okay because they're small fry and you're punching down, but this person's okay and all that, I think you reach into that. You can't criticize anybody, Pool, but I think you should be able to criticize anybody and everybody. The same as I am okay to be criticized, even if it makes me upset or angry or it bothers me or whatever. I still think I should be able to be criticized.
Okay.
Okay, so Joe stole my thunder a little bit. I have literally just one more question, and then I promise, I swear to fucking God, that I'm never gonna talk about this again. Okay,
All I was gonna say is
I
Burn
promise.
the World
I'm
ran
never
to
gonna-
Himpleton and said that I said his rape was fake.
Yeah, that is true. But I
We love Burn the World.
I don't want to. I want it to be extremely clear that I do this to I think that you know this, Leah, but I do this to everybody, right? And I am not singling you
Guys,
out for any particular reason, right?
literally don't care. I'm
Okay,
a
okay.
big girl. I can
Yeah,
handle
okay,
it.
okay.
Do
Okay,
not
so,
treat
okay,
me like a little kid. Okay.
No, I'm not treating you like a little kid. I'm treating you like my friend.
Okay.
And I'm just making sure that you understand, because I would want to understand
I
that too.
understand. I comprende.
Okay. So my last question is the fact that why is Ant a big enough thing? Why is shit stirring to you a big enough thing to cut him off over, but then the Gilded Pooh thing? And again, I don't want to act like I'm advocating for people to cut off friends, because I think that that's the gayest thing ever. And I'm also not saying that you're close with Gilded or anything, but why is Ant a cut-offable offense, but then Gilded and his moral kind of fuckery with the Bianca Devin stuff, when you found that out, why is that not enough? Why are you
It
just
is
thinking about
enough.
it?
It is enough.
She just found out about Bianca Devins, by the way. You can't use that against her.
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm saying.
Back
What
off!
I'm very specifically saying is she was just saying that she's thinking about cutting him off because of that stuff. Whereas, and so I'm just wondering, again, this is just a question. I'm just trying to figure out where the what's the is it because he didn't do anything against you in particular? Is that the reasoning? I'm genuinely wondering.
No, I've just been thinking about it.
Okay, so it's one of those things where you want
So
to have a thought.
so-
You want to think about it before you actually do it.
No, so when I cut off Ant, I did also think about that, and I made the
Right.
decision based off of that. And then when I also am thinking about cutting off Gilded Pooh, there's also a thought process behind that too.
Right. That's the credit I'm trying
So
to
when
give
you
you right now.
told me about the Bianca Devins thing, I don't like that.
Right.
And I
That's
even
it.
thanked you for it.
Right. That's the credit I'm trying to give you. Like I'm just trying to understand the thought process. So essentially what you're saying is that like with something like this, you're not going to do it instantaneously because you want to like actually have like, an actual like kind of comprehensive like look at it in your own mind and kind of figure out like how you actually feel about the situation before you make a rash decision and cut somebody off. Correct.
I don't make these decisions based off of impulse.
Right.
It's based off of a matter of respect, literally.
Right. And there's a
it's
thought process behind it.
with Gilded, I will say it's different because like, okay, my self-respect I wasn't disrespected in that situation. But when Gilded is doing things with Bianca Devins where he's saying she deserved it, that's something that's like, holy shit, why are you saying that on your platform? That's like an issue for me. I'm not okay with it because it makes me question what your stances are. I'm definitely not okay with that. And there are also other people surrounding the Charlie Kirk stuff that were celebrating that I wasn't friendly with, but that I knew about, that I'm seriously considering their stances on everything because they were celebrating Charlie Kirk. So there's a lot of people that I'm questioning right now.
Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. I don't care what people say. Good game.
Right.
Can we add the Tchaikovsky Swan Lake Act 2 number 10 at some point during the conversation, please, Himpleton? My one request.
Yeah, absolutely. And the new sponsorship is going to happen right after you said that, by the way.
But you better add the actual music.
Now the problem is nobody was looking at the reflection of my sunglasses while we were having that discussion.
Are you watching porn now?
I'm having this conversation with Leigha, and I'm watching you guys, and I'm trying not to laugh the whole time, because I want it public. That's my big thing, is I want these public so nobody can be like, oh, what happened here? No, it's public. Like, obviously, we're all friends. We have differences. There are moments where we're like, hey, I don't like what you did there, or hey, we disagree on this, or whatever. But I think the most important thing is that Himpleton should watch an actual pornographic video in his fucking reflection of his glasses.
He's
'cause that would
literally
be
on
hilarious.
Pornhub right now.
That would be hilarious. It's not even Pornhub, it's Pornhub.
I will say, like, ever since my conversation with Ant, like, things have happened. Like, he's very paranoid about things. That's my assumption. So, I don't know who's talking to y'all behind the scenes, but it's whatever.
Everybody here can say I haven't talked to anybody.
Himpleton has.
I've been
Himpleton
playing
has.
Borderlands 4. I've been playing Borderlands 4. All I said was exactly what I said on my streams after the last WFF. I feel like the 180 was done on me. And I said that on that stream. It felt
And
like
I-
1 minute.
All I'm
one
going
way,
to
and the
say-
next minute,
So,
it was
Joe,
another.
I genuinely apologize for that because I literally don't want you to think that I've done a 180 on you. I genuinely do.
All I want to say in this
And
situation.
I hope that you do forgive me. And if you don't forgive me, I'm okay
We're
with that.
good.
But
We're good.
that
We're good.
so I'm okay with that. But that does not change our friendship. I still care
No.
about you. We're still cool.
No, we're still good. We're still good. I'm just saying in that
You better
moment.
put that gun down and we better practice gun safety.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, we disagree. The gun thing is the whole thing we could get into. That eventually we'll get into on an episode where Leigha literally yelled at me. It was yelling, "Stop! Stop!" and all
You
that.
better stop.
But
Why are you
no.
doing that?
It's just something I want out there now
Stop
because
that.
to some
Flatley.
there was a little bit of conversation after, not last episode, but the episode before that happened about the punching down and the core shit and all. And the thing with the core shit,
I think it's
still
punching
talking
down.
about it. I don't.
I
the
want to say
reason
what I wanted
don't-
to say. Hold on before you get into that.
Go ahead.
You ready for this?
Y'all ready for this?
You see? Oh, you saw that cool movie?
so
Anyways.
dumb. You are so
No,
dumb.
I have an actual point. I will say, had we have asked Ant to send us what they're sending in the core server, would he have sent it? Probably not.
I mean, he didn't. He didn't because remember at my server, I said send it both ways, and he didn't.
Yeah.
And that's why I made fun of him.
Case
but I still
closed.
love
Ant
Ant.
is a shit stirrer. No. He is a shit stirrer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I still love Ant. I still love him. He's still one of the boys. But I told him he was.
Anyways, the second thing to that, I shared Ant's docs with him. He didn't send me my docs back. What's up with that?
He didn't shit stir both ways.
Inconsistent shit stirring. He couldn't send me my docs back. Unbelievable.
Ant.
I sent him my mailing address.
doxing.
His
That's
only
stupid.
response to this was, "Dude, what the fuck?" And then he sent me a picture of him at the police station saying, "We seriously need to have this talk."
Yeah, I don't.
Are we done? Wait, do an
Fair,
outro. We can look it up. Do outro.
Dude,
Everybody.